Automate show is coming up in a few weeks here. And I was just kind of curious, maybe what trends or technologies are you guys maybe most looking forward to seeing at Automate this year? Or are there any new trends entering the market you expect to see showcased at the trade show?
I've been talking about full electrification, and that's what I expect to see at this show. I don't think we're the only company that is being approached with that request. So my goal is to walk the show and kind of see what some other companies are doing in reference to moving their components towards full electric, and how quickly they're accomplishing that. Sometimes we can be a little slow moving when we're transitioning from one medium to another. So it's going to be interesting to see where that's headed in the marketplace.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
I'm gonna let the geek side of me come out a little bit with this part. So, that what I'm looking forward to is actually the humanoid forum that's there. I know the humanoids are a multi-billion-dollar investment in industry that's there. I know there's linear actuation on them, and there's both the trend of what it's taking to manufacture them, just as well as what they're being utilized for and where they can go. And I know there's a forum and a lot of the speeches that'll be going on with them. And I'm actually looking forward to learning a little bit about a industry I've got very little knowledge on right now, but exciting to see another one come along.
I will I will plug in my colleague John Fry. So he's going to be doing a presentation right there in room S404. He's going to talk about new businesses with he's head of production area, new business in Bosch Rexroth. He's going to talk about electro hydraulic closed circuits drive and control solutions. So I look forward to see what he has to say. Of course, in the show, I want to see how AI is being used, how the data is being captured and managed, and how this helps for like preventive maintenance or quality control or stuff like that. Yes, of course, the robots is always interesting. How they use the robots in the new production areas or assembly lines or stuff like that. Sometimes last year I was amazed when I saw the humanoid robots. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a way to do it. And then sustainable and energy efficient automation. Let's see what they're talking about with that, and see if there's any options like we offer low code, no code to realize automation. See if that's being used also in the market.
Since you guys have brought it up a couple of times, including just now walking, AI, obviously everybody's talking about AI these days. How are you guys maybe seeing it being used within the automation space, or maybe what opportunities or benefits do you see it potentially at some point offering?
So in the automation, we see AI more as visualization cameras, recognizing parts that are defective or recognizing pick and place or putting the parts in the right position for packaging or stuff like that. So AI is used a lot as a visual system. AI is used a lot to make sure that the machine is running well. Um, yeah, I don't think there has to be scheduled maintenance for machines and stuff like that. If you have AI checking your machine, making sure that all the axes are running correct and there's no spikes in the torques and stuff like that. If everything's running, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But if it's gonna break, I'll give you a heads up. Hey, this axis number three looks like it's having a little bit of trouble, and it could be, a loose belt. It could be a bearing that's bad. It could be a motor that's going, and then you could actually schedule the maintenance for that machine for that particular problem, and it'll pinpoint you where the problem is. I think that's another one. Every time my car breaks, I open the hood. And believe me not, I wish there was an arrow pointing to what was broken in the
Yeah.
engine. Uh, so this is the where we want to get with AI. That AI will help you pinpoint what's wrong and even help you how to fix it. And it's going to tell you, you fix it like this, going to give you instructions, going to need you the part number, it's going to lead us to Bosch Rexroth. You order it here, you order from your distributor, whatever. This is like, oh, what we're thinking for AI, as an example.
And I can't agree with that more, Joaquin. I think I live in the mechanical world as long as I have been, seeing the capability that's there with AI in conjunction with servo drives, just the auto learning and what you could do. And actually, instead of replacing a whole actuator, if it's got life in it, as you're predicting, when you need maintenance, you can even auto address servo tuning if applicable in an application, just as the mechanical wear takes place. And being able to do that in your larger environments where you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars a minute, it's priceless being able to do that and not having to hold as much inventory on spare actuators, et cetera. So I see that trend continuing as we keep going down this journey.
And then on my end, I see AI being used to understand uh, really the speeds to operate a production line.
Mhm.
Joaquin mentioned the efficiency of a system, and that's really dependent on how fast you can feed in and feed out, whether it's components or complete assemblies. And AI can actually help really adjust speeds of various components of the system to help optimize production.